Now in EndNote, you can also attach PDF documents to the reference to save them for later on. You can also do annotations. So let's take a look at how we will do that. The first step will be to download the PDF. So let's go back to EBSCOhost and select PDF full text. And we have our full text here. We can see it as we scroll down the screen. And we also have the option using the icons native to the PDF viewer to download this article. So I'll select download. And here you have the option to save this resource. It may be in a folder with your study material. It may be in a folder in downloads. You might also choose to apply a naming convention to make it easier to find as well. I'm going to save that article in my downloads folder. And we can see that that has been successful. So now if we go back to our EndNote library, I have a paperclip file icon at the top of the right pane that I'm going to select and then use the pop-up to find my saved file. And now we can see that in the PDF viewing pane, that PDF is visible for us. Now within this PDF pane, I'll just make this a bit larger for you. We have a couple of icons at the top of the screen. We can open the PDF using the first icon, so that will make it a bit larger to read. You're still viewing this within EndNote, but it's just a bit bigger. We can close the PDF as well. We can use the highlight text icon to highlight pertinent sections. So if I select that, I can then use my mouse to click and drag over sections that I might want to revisit a little later on. And to the left of the highlight text feature, I have a sticky note option as well. So if I select the screen, we get this speech bubble icon, and if I double click that, I can make a comment that I can come back to and select X. I can also save those changes so that they'll be persistent every time I open my EndNote library. Now, depending on your preference, you might choose to rearrange the layout of this screen as well. If we drop down to the very bottom right-hand corner, there's a layout feature here, and you can see that this is the default, but you can change the preference for how you'd like to split the screen depending on what you would prefer. If you're using EndNote on a Mac, this feature is also available. It will just appear at the top of the screen in the right-hand corner.